Hi, I'm Andrea, and in today's video, we're going to talk about empath self-care. Self-care for an empath is absolutely critical. Ensuring that we take the time daily to do self-care ensures that we don't become depleted. It nourishes our soul, helps keep our emotions stable, and just keeps us moving. I am going to share with you what I do on a daily basis to maintain myself. This is not about protection. This is about what do I do to keep my soul and my emotions in check so that when I do go out into the world and start to pick up other people's feelings and stuff, that I can stay balanced in myself. So, number one, meditation. Meditation is a fantastic way to calm your mind, recenter your focus back to the present moment, and at the same time, stay in touch with your emotions. It doesn't have to be long. My morning meditation is typically 10 to 15 minutes, and that is it. But it's just enough to give me that centering on myself and getting in tune with myself. Because one of the most important things in protecting yourself as an empath is to understand what's yours and what's not. Meditation is a great way to know exactly what you're feeling and what other people aren't. Now, the second thing that I do, and I do this right after my meditation, is journaling. Journaling is fantastic for many reasons, but the way that I use it in order to stay balanced is really sorting through those emotions. So the meditation calms me down and centers me. And then I grab my journal and start to go through emotions that might have happened the day before or come up in my meditation, really digging in to understand what's mine, what's not mine, and at the same time, better understanding what is mine. Because I've learned that the more in touch I am with my own emotions, the better I can handle picking up other people's. So journaling is absolutely critical for me in that area. Now, the third thing is movement. And depending on the day, it depends on what I do, but movement is literally anything from taking a walk to yoga to high intensity training, whatever works best for you. But as an empath, we have all these emotions, and sometimes all that excess energy that is coming with the emotions just needs to be kicked off. And the best way to do that is through physical movement. And so I make it a practice to get some sort of physical movement in every single day. Now, when I know I'm feeling a ton of intense emotions and I can feel it building, that's when I turn to my really high intense workouts. And I love plyometric jump training because it literally gets all of that excess energy out. Now, on other days, it's not as intense, and I might even think I can skip it, but what I found is when I do skip it, it builds up. So on those days where I'm not feeling it and I have to shove it out, I take a walk or I'll do a yoga or whatever, but just continue daily movements. Now, the other thing that I do is daily making sure that where I am physically, where I'm living, or if I'm traveling, where I'm at, that the energy in that space is clean and clear. As empaths, we can pick up the energy and then bring it back into our home. And if your sacred space is full of toxic energy, then that is really hard for you to be able to calm and center. And so my practice is very informal. Right before I go to bed, I'll kind of do a quick check-in with the space, and if it feels like I need to clean it, depending on what the intensity is, I'll either use some Reiki or I might have to do a full sage. It might be I bring extra crystals in for the night. I kind of judge it on a every single day basis. If it is super intense, or I just had a super intense encounter, that's when I'll use it all. I will sage it, I will Reiki it, I will bring in some crystals and everything else. But ensuring that where you are resting and where you're meditating and journaling is clear of toxic energy is very important. Which brings me to my fifth thing, Reiki. Now, I would love to say that I do this every single day, but some days I just don't get the chance. But I make it a regular practice to do self-Reiki once a day is my goal. Sometimes if I'm going through a really bad time, I will do twice a day. And if I am having a good day and really tired and everything's fine, I'll skip it. But doing that Reiki every day really helps me clear out what's not mine, rebalance, realign my chakras and aura and everything, and is really powerful. Now, I am a Reiki master, so I can do that every single day. But if you're not Reiki trained, then I encourage you to find a Reiki practitioner to at least get clearings, every couple weeks or so. In fact, if I'm overwhelmed and there's too much, or it's been a while since I've had a check-in, I will go to my Reiki master and have a session, because there is something very different about having somebody else help you with a clearing and doing it yourself. So while I do a daily Reiki to kind of keep that energy steady and clear, I do also go check in with my teacher in order to have somebody else clear me, and that helps a lot too. Now, the next thing isn't necessarily self-care in the way that you might think, but I consider it self-care because if I am not careful about this on a daily basis, it really can throw my entire system out of whack. And that is media consumption, not just the news, but also social media. I am hyper aware of how much I am taking in and what I am taking in. Am I hanging out too much on Twitter, which can have a lot of toxic energy? Or am I spending too much time maybe looking at somebody's Instagram account that I'm like, oh, I wish I could be like that. I'm very aware of how much time I'm spending. And when I am on one of those platforms and I feel my mood shift, I stop immediately and clear that energy. And in times of high stress, like election week, I completely eliminate it except for very minimal. So the week of the election, I literally uninstalled Twitter from my phone. I uninstalled Facebook. I uninstalled everything except for Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok because those aren't they don't carry as much anxiety as some of the others. But really watch what outside information you're bringing in that you might not need, because that impacts your system overload and burnout. Now, the final daily practice that I do is a shower before bed. And water is cleansing. It actually washes all the excess dirty energy and emotions off you. This does not have to be a wash your hair, intense shave, shower. This is literally hop in, do a quick soap off of your body, get that energy off of you, and you're done. This can take max of a minute if you want it to, but right before bed, you've cleared your space energetically, clear your body, and get ready for a fantastic night's sleep. Okay, I would love to hear what you do on a daily basis to make sure that you're not getting overwhelmed from the world. Share in the comments below. Okay, I want to share one more thing with you. And I hear this quite frequently, like, that's a lot to do on a daily basis. I'm really busy. I totally get it. I hear you. But here's what I want to say is this doesn't take very long. The stuff that I just ran through doesn't have to be multiple hours. You don't have to meditate for an hour. You don't have to journal for an hour. It can be, like I said, my morning meditation is typically 11 minutes. And I say 11 minutes because I have a very specific musical audio that I use, and it's 11 minutes. And then my journaling afterwards is typically about 15 minutes. So my morning routine, in order to help keep me stable, is we're looking at maybe 25 minutes. The rest of it doesn't take that long either. So most of the rest of it is at night, and I will do Reiki. When you do Reiki and energy clearing on a regular basis, it doesn't take that long to clear everything out. Same with keeping my space energetically clear. I'm not doing it once a month, so it doesn't take me an hour to run through and clear it all. It might take 5 minutes to get everything back to normal. So it doesn't have to be this big ordeal. Just these small daily activities help you stay balanced. And then if you are having a crazy day and you miss a day or two, you're not completely out of whack when you do get back to it because you've been doing it on a regular basis. And the bonus of watching your media consumption is it usually means you have some extra time so you can fit this stuff into your daily routine. So don't let time be an excuse for maintaining your sanity and balance. Okay, if you aren't sure how to journal, or you're just starting out or want some ideas, I have a ton of articles on my website about journaling. I will put the link down below so you can go check those out and learn more about journaling. I also have a meditation for empaths to help you clear out other people's emotions. I will put a link up to it over here, and I would love it if you would subscribe so you're notified the next time I put out a video. Click like if you liked the video, and I will see you later.